So we're probably going to see some new things here as the puck goes in the Massena zone, and Dusty DeLille gloves it. It was off net, but he gloved it anyway and holds on for the face-off. So right underway here, the puck faced off in the Massena zone. 14:53 left on the Snyder and Snyder Attorney at Law scoreboard. There's no score. Off the draw. The puck sits in the circle. Whitcup trying to barge his way out of the circle. It's knocked behind the net. Nick Toth picks it up, rips it around the boards to Michaud, and Massena starts out. Here comes Aaron Michaud going by the defenseman left side. Michaud skates in front. Shot, score! Aaron Michaud makes it 1-0 for Massena.
We talked about Aaron Michaud at the top of the broadcast. Hasn't been able to dent the twine. Here we're played 22 seconds. Just a great shift down that left side. Walked right around Travis Henry, and from a pretty tough angle, rifled a wrist shot that beat goaltender Chad Barnes high to the glove side, just underneath the crossbar, and the Raiders up 1-0. As there's 22 seconds into this hockey game, we talked about the Larrys giving up that early goal. Coach Mickey Locke lamenting about that before the game. We've got to stop giving up those early goals, and boy, oh boy, 22 seconds, a dagger right in the heart. But Aaron Michaud, the Raiders needed that, he needed that, and that was a beauty.
So that coming at the 22-second mark of the period, Aaron Michaud getting the goal, and the Raiders take the lead 1-0 here early. And again, the defenseman kind of turned the wrong way. Aaron went right around him and had a wide open shot and beat goaltender Chad Barnes high in the corner. Raiders still in the zone. St. Lawrence Central on the ensuing faceoff, but it's knocked away, and here comes Nate Holohan out to center ice. From the red line in the Massena zone, almost got it by. Here's the puck side of the net, short side shot, and a good opportunity there by Tim Crowley, but the save made. Puck kept in the zone momentarily. Now the Raiders move it out to center ice. Here comes Michaud from center. Takes a shot as they want off. The Raiders making a line change. Puck back in the St. Lawrence Central zone. Off the boards, out to center ice. As Catanzari tries to knock it back in the zone, but it's knocked away from him. Comes back to the St. Lawrence line. Holohan trying to poke it ahead. Here comes Crowley. Crowley headman pass, they knock it away, and the puck bounces along the boards. Nate Holohan for St. Lawrence picks it up, flips it in the corner. Here's Crowley in front, the shot, the save made again. And here comes Massena breaking out. It's Foster. Foster takes it in the zone right side. Trying to do a dipsy doodle around the defenseman, but a good play by Travis Henry breaks it up. And here come the Larrys back out to center ice. Ten Eyck moving it down and dumping it as they want off. Raiders could have played it, so no icing called, and Brian Hatch gathers it in. Hatch, the headman, Catanzari. Adams starts out from the blue line, takes it to the red line, headman to Foster. Foster drop for Catanzari. Catanzari barges his way by the defenseman in the corner. Here's Catanzari, looks to wrap it around, tries to center, goes all the way back to the point. Back in the corner for Catanzari, knocked away. Now a check thrown there by Levine, comes to Catanzari in front, his shot, save made. Rebound, cleared to the corner. Picked up by Foster to the point. Here's Leduc centering it right in front. Levine can't get a piece of it, gets knocked down. The puck bounces free, and it's picked up by the Larrys. Keenan moves it to the blue line. Here's Hatch's shot, deflects right on. The save made by Barnes. Now Catanzari in the corner. He's bodied off the play, and the Larrys will move it out to center ice, and in fact dump it down the ice for icing. And the faceoff will move back inside St. Lawrence territory. 1-0 Raiders lead. I don't know if we mentioned the officials yet. Mel Tomelty and who's that other guy?
He's from Potsdam, or Canton, I should say.
Yeah, that's Dick Christie. Okay.
Dick Christie. That first goal for the Raiders and his first of the year. Aaron Michaud, Brandon Hall picking up the assist, coming at the 22-second mark of the first period.
Face-off left side, inside St. Lawrence territory. Puck goes in behind the net. Raiders try to move it around the horn, but it's intercepted. Comes to the blue line, kept in there by Rupert. He can't, though, that time, and it's flipped into the Massena zone. Racing back in after it is Bailey. Bailey and Toth go together. Toth trying to flip it along the sideboards. It comes out toward the blue line. Raiders look to move it ahead. Rupert, headman, into the corner it goes. That's Thomas Mankies flipping it free to Ramo. Back to the point. To the other point, Nick Toth, whether he's got room, flips it, deflected right in front, knocked away by the Larrys, and St. Lawrence will move it out 3-on-2. Puck comes to the Massena line, it's knocked away, Bounces free, and offsides will be the call against the Larrys. 11:49 remaining in period number 1, and on the Snyder and Snyder Attorneys at Law scoreboard, it's 1-0 Massena.
That new combination of Robbie Whitcups between Aaron Michaud and Ryan Ramos certainly have paid dividends as early going, as Aaron Michaud, as we mentioned, getting that early goal, and it's so important getting on that scoreboard first.
Face-off will be just outside the Massena zone. Off the draw comes to the Larry zone, picked up by St. Lawrence defense. Here's LeBaff with it. Bangs it off the boards. They try to move it along the sideboard. It's dumped right back in St. Lawrence territory by Ramo. Back in behind the net, Travis Henry starts out right side, flips it on the wing as the Larrys try to break it out and just cross the blue line. At center ice, there's a battle for it right in front of the benches. Raiders Whitcup picks it up. Here comes Whitcup trying to barge his way through. Henry takes it away. In behind the net, Whitcup throws a check. The puck squirts free to Michaud. Michaud steps by the check, trying to take it side of the net. It's poked away by the Larry defense, and St. Lawrence will pick it up and move it out. It's Tim Crowley. Crowley's head man to Hollahan. Hollahan in on the off wing. Nice drop pass to Crowley. Here comes Crowley in behind the net. Centering pass knocked down. Whitcup picks it up for Massena. Here comes Whitcup. Out to center ice. Headman goes off Ramo's stick. He can't control it, and it's picked up by Crowley. Crowley drops it back to his defense. Raiders look to forecheck a little bit, but it's carried out to center ice by Hibbert. And, that's LeBaff, and he'll dump it deep in the Massena zone. Picked up there by Nick Toth. Toth leads the attack. Stick handles down the sideline. Pokes it into the corner. Goes a little bit too far. Travis Henry. He'll try to flip it back. It goes off a leg. Around the boards it goes. And it's to the blue line, kept in there momentarily by the Raiders. And now Levine gets a piece of it, dumps it behind the net. After it is LeBaff and Catanzarite. The puck slides free, picked up by Levine. Levine has it poke checked away. Catanzarite's got it, steps by a check in the corner left side. Here's Catanzarite. He'll go to Levine on the other side. Levine takes it in the corner, looks back for Catanzarite. Catanzarite steps side of the net, looking to center Levine. Foster's shot saved, and the rebound cleared into the corner. Foster after it again. Looks to center it back to the point, but it's knocked away and dumped down the ice. I don't think it's going to go far enough for icing, as Aaron Leduc will gather it in. Side of the net, Massena zone. Here's Leduc with it. Leduc picking up some forechecking pressure, flips it ahead, not out of the zone. Here's a chance in front, it's knocked away, and the Raiders Leduc will move it out. Headman to Catanzarite on the wing. Catanzarite takes it, cuts across the middle. Here's Catanzarite in the corner. He gets tied up, ran into the official, gets it back to the point. Hatch, quick snapshot, knocked down in front. There's a battle for it, and it goes just wide of the net. Puck in the corner. Larry's trying to move it around the horn. Centering pass right across the goal mouth by Derek Rupert, but the Larrys intercept and dump it to the neutral zone. Picked up there by Brian Hatch. Hatch flips it ahead. Puck bounces, comes to Mankies. Mankies takes it across the red line, across the blue line. Nice drop pass. Rupert shot. Deflected right on. Save made. And holding on for the faceoff will be Chad Barnes. We're down to 9:10 left in the first period on the Snyder and Snyder Attorneys at Law scoreboard. Raiders lead 1-0.
Good pressure by the Raiders, especially that combination of Andrew Foster, Adam Catanzarite, and Chris Levine. That's also a new combo, and they've had two shifts out there, and both times they've got the puck down deep in the Larry end and been able to control the boards, and have given that Larry defense all kinds of problems.
Off the faceoff, quick snapshot by Hall. He fired it wide. Back to the other point. Nick Toth with it, has it poked away out to center ice. Back after it is Rupert. Rupert goes to Hall. Hall looks up ice, flipping it ahead, deflected deep in St. Lawrence territory. Back after it is Dave Hibbert. Hibbert picks it up side of the net, rips it around the boards, intercepted by Mankies. Mankies skates behind the net, has it poke checked away, comes on the wing to Tenike. Tenike trying to move it ahead, doesn't clear the zone. Here comes Rupert. Backhand pass in front. Mankies had to go off a skate. He was right in position but couldn't pull the trigger. Now comes along the boards to the blue line down the ice. Trickles into the Massena zone. There's a race for it, and coming up with it is Hall for Massena. Hall looks for his wing, moves it on the 45. That's Ramo. Ramo bounce pass to center ice is intercepted. Dumped right back in the Massena zone, in fact, right on. And Dusty DeLille has to make the save. Back after it, Brandon Hall again. He'll flip on the other wing. Mankies. Mankies doesn't quite clear the zone, kept in at the point. Here's a shot, deflected in front. And they did have a man in front, and Tim Crowley. Crowley back to the point with it. Here's another shot through traffic, and DeLille's going to glove it. It was off net, but Dusty holds on for the faceoff.
Dusty, good move. That line of Rupert, Mankies, and Ramo. Aaron Ramo had been out there a little bit too long, couldn't get off, and were running around in their own end, and Dusty DeLille read that. That's why he gloved that one and held on.
Faceoff will be back in the Massena zone. It'll be McAllister's line out there for St. Lawrence Central. And let's see here. It's going to be Nick Tubolino out there for Massena. Tubolino, McDonald, and who's the other winger? We'll pick him up in a moment. Oh, that's going to be Dupree. And he's got the puck. Well, he almost had it. Knocked away. McDonald trying to come up with it. He gets knocked down. Puck goes in the corner. Zach Dupree after it. Flips it behind the net for Ben LeBaff. LeBaff on the wing now, trying to move it ahead. Intercepted there. Dump back. LeBaff's got it again. This time he's going to dump it down the ice. And that's going to go right on. So no icing called. Picked up by Aaron Leduc. Leduc in behind the net. He'll flip it around on the other side for his partner Hatch, and Brian starts it out for Massena. Brian Hatch takes it down the left wing side. He'll dump it deep in Larry territory. Stopped behind the net by Chad Barnes, the goaltender. Picked up by Zach Dupree. Dupree looks to center, has it knocked away. The puck bounces into the other corner, left side. Larry's giving chase. They move it ahead to the blue line, kept in Leduc. Duke winds up and fires it off Dupree into the corner. Now Tubolino throws a check, throws the puck behind the net. McDonald does a nice stick handle, tries a wraparound, goes off a stick in behind the net. McDonald again digging for it. He's taken out of the play. Larry's are going to dump it. And again, Leduc kind of tipped it with his stick, so icing's going to be waved off. Hatch after it. Hatch gets tied up, but gets it to Leduc. Leduc coming up the wing board. Leduc looks, bangs it off the boards out to center ice. Picked up by the Larrys. They'll try to dump it ahead. Check thrown there. Puck comes free to Whitcup as Massena makes a change. Robbie Whitcup takes it across. Right wing side. Tries to get by. He can't. And the Larrys move. They got a partial break, but I don't think it's going to work as the pass a little bit too far for Dennis Kelly, who was breaking down the left wing side, and icing will be the call on St. Lawrence.
The Raiders have come out of that locker room hitting everything in sight, and I'll tell you, they've just been devastating in that offensive end, throwing their weight around forecheck, and it's taking its toll on the Larrys in this early going.
It's going to be Whitcup out there with Michaud and Ramo. And here comes Whitcup. I was wondering where he was.
4 new combinations tonight, Jerry. We're going to have to learn these lines all over again.
We saw the Andrew Foster line. We saw that combination down against Seton Catholic, and I thought they were the most effective line against Seton.
They've had 2 good shifts here in the early going.
Face off left side, inside St. Lawrence territory. Off the draw, here's a shot. Whitcup, it's blocked. Trickles to the blue line, kept in at the point momentarily by Massena. Now the Larrys look to break it out and are going to. Down the ice, it's Matt Bailey. He can dangle. Bailey gets by the Massena defense, centering pass right across the goal mouth, back to the blue line. Kept in at the point by Dave Hibbert. Puck squirts free. Ramo looking to headman. Michaud. Here comes Michaud down the left wing side. Takes it across. Here's Michaud, and he just fires it off a stick into the corner. Comes back to Toth at the point. Toth pinches in. Flips it to Whitcup. Whitcup to Michaud. Michaud stepping by the check. Whitcup got knocked down, and the puck squirts free, and the Larrys move it out to center ice. That was Hibbert moving it ahead. It comes into the Massena zone. Into the zone it goes. That's Sean Henry trying to center it, but Whitcup, or I should say Michaud, is there to break it up. Ahead to Whitcup. Whitcup, headman to Ramo. Here comes Ramo across the blue line. Right down the middle. He tries to barge his way through. He got through, but the puck didn't. He has to dig it out of the corner. Goes back to the point. Here's a chance in front, but no shot. And the puck back to St. Lawrence. They got a man breaking. They get it to him. And across the blue line, it's Bailey. He has it taken away. Following up on the play, here's a shot. DeLille makes a save and holds on for the faceoff as Bailey got the puck in front and got the shot off, and DeLille had to make the save, and I think there's going to be a penalty on the play.
It's going to be Robbie Whitcup for a hook, I do believe, and the Larry's going to go on the power play. We've talked a little bit about number 12 out there for the Larry's, Matt Bailey, and he's a good one. 5'8", 170, but he really can motor, and he's compact. He's got a lot of moves out there. He's definitely a big threat, and the Raiders will have to watch him, especially on his power play.
And as you mentioned, Larry's have been pretty successful on their power play.
Running exactly at 25%, 7 for 28, so that's pretty productive.
So here we go. St. Lawrence Central on the power play. Rupert out there trying to kill, goes back to the point. And that's Bailey playing the point for St. Lawrence. They move it around the horn. It goes to Crowley. Crowley's playing a 45. Into the corner, back to Crowley. Crowley steps by the check, lost it off the end of his stick, gets it back again, then lost it again. Hatch flips it to the blue line, not out of the zone, but following up on the play is Rupert trying to clear the zone. It squirts free, and it's kept in there nicely by Tim Crowley. He skates in front, trying to center it, and it almost worked. Back to the blue line. They move it around the horn. Back out to the point. That's Ledger's shot. Save made. Rebound bounces in the circle. Here's another shot. Another save made by goaltender Dusty DeLille. Puck comes back to the point. Shot through traffic, deflected wide. Around the boards it goes on the other side. Kept in by Bailey. Now it's behind the net. And the Raiders try to control it, and they can't, as defenseman Leduc had it momentarily. Here's a shot knocked down in front. Leduc this time gets it out to center ice. Finally, with 30 seconds left in the man advantage. So the Larry's moving it around with a couple of real good opportunities. Now the puck back in the Larry zone. They'll move it out to center ice. It comes to Henry. Henry's checked. Puck comes across the blue line. Crowley in the corner. He's being bothered there by Aaron Ramo. Back to the point. Here's a shot save made. Rebound clear to the blue line. Not out of the zone. Bounces in front. Kept in nicely there. It's going to come to Henry. Henry drops it on the other side. They move it around the horn very patiently. Now the puck goes into the corner. Penalties elapsed. The Raiders come up with a puck and dump it. It's going to be icing. And I don't think that Aaron Leduc realized that the penalty had elapsed and Massena had their fifth skater back, but he took the pressure off anyway. I'll tell you what, the Larrys came very close to scoring.
One thing the Raiders learned, don't take any foolish penalties against St. Lawrence Central, because that power play, although they didn't score, threw it around really well, and that 12 and 15, except for a great defensive play by Aaron Leduc out there, that he intercepted a clearing pass from Crowley. Matt Bailey in front, look out.
Off the faceoff, puck controlled by Whitcup. Whitcup banks it to the neutral zone, right back again, gets it right back. He'll try to skate it ahead, goes off a skate to Hall. Hall takes it across the red line, dumps it deep in Larry territory. Whitcup after it. In behind the net, he'll flip it around on the other side. Controlled by St. Lawrence. Travis Henry. Henry gets checked. The puck squirts free to Michaud. Michaud circles, looking to wrap it around. Couldn't get a shot off, though. And the puck comes behind the net. Michaud still has it. Looking for somebody to pass to. Goes back to the point. Toss got all kinds of room. Man in front. Good save by Barnes. Nice pad save. A lot of traffic in front, too. Larry's looked to clear. Henry moves it and does get it down the ice. Into the Massena zone it goes. Not going to go far enough for icing. And back after it is Brandon Hall. Hall skates out of his own zone. Flipping it ahead for Ramo. That's Ryan Ramo. His headman pass knocked away. Whitcup trying to follow. Back to Ramo. He'll dump it as the Raiders want to make a line change here. Puck goes back in the Larry zone. Still 1-0 Massena. About 2.5 left. They got a man breaking. Into the zone it goes. A hard check thrown there by Massena's Hatch. The Larry's calling for a penalty, but it didn't happen. And Massena looks to move it. Now there's going to be a penalty, or a whistle anyway.
No penalty. They're just calling
the players down on the ice.
Number 18, I do believe, Dennis Kelly, who got hit along the boards. And I don't know what the Larry fans a little upset, but both referees had a good look at it, and I didn't deem that it was a penalty, but they might have thought he might have turned his body at the last second. They were questioning a hit from behind.
But he did turn it, but he didn't get his body all the way around, so it was kind of a hit from the side. But could have been the puck was right there, so it wouldn't have been an interference.
No, it wasn't interference called. Dennis Kelly, he's about 5'9", 175, a junior out there, and quite a speedster, but he's favoring that left leg, and Coach Randy Roy, along with Trevor Tenike, helping him off the ice, but Larry's not deep anyway, and if they lose Dennis Kelly, who skates on that left side with Matt Bailey and Sean Henry, we'll wait and see if he'll be back. But the officials talking to the Raiders, there wasn't even, any question that it was going to be a penalty. The Larry's questioning, but face-off going to be outside Massena blue line. We're down to 2:23 in the first period. 1-0 Massena on the Aaron Michaud goal at the 22-second mark of the period.
Andrew Foster will take the face-off off the draw. Puck bounces high in the air. Hatch picks it up, turns it back, then flips it ahead. Catanzari just deflects it into the Larry zone. Back after it is Travis Henry. Takes it behind the net. Here's Henry's head man out to center ice, right back in the zone, but here come the Larrys. Into the zone. That speedster Bailey gets a shot off the rebound in front. Where is it? Right in front of the net. It's cleared back to the blue line. Not out of the zone. Here's a shot. Bounces high in the air. Gloved into the corner by Leduc. The puck bounces free. Spanky Foster leaves it to the blue line. Not out of the zone. And apparently they are going to call a hand pass against St. Lawrence and move the face-off outside with 1:49 left, period number 1. And on the Snyder and Snyder Attorneys at Law scoreboard, it's 1-0 Massena.
A sparkling save by goaltender Dusty DeLille. Matt Bailey just cranked one up, low bullet, would have beat him with that stick side, but he stuck out that right leg, got the toe on it. Great save. And at the other end, Chad Barnes robbed Nick Toth in that last sequence.
Yeah, that was through traffic, too.
Great
He made
save.
a really nice save on that. Off the face-off, the puck comes back into Larry territory. St. Lawrence controlling, and they move it up on the wing. At the neutral zone, bounces away, intercepted by Toth. He'll dump it right on. Barnes has to make a stop, and he's going to cover up and hold on for the face-off as he had Aaron Ramo bearing down on him.
Raiders coming off a big OT win against Seton Catholic last weekend, and the Larrys coming off a impressive tournament win up at the Norwood Norfolk tournament, beating Shaker Colony and I think Bethlehem in the finals.
Off the face-off. I think it's the other way around. Shaker in the finals, Bethlehem in the first round. But from what Coach Mickey Locke told me, he said they had a pretty good club, that Shaker club. No, it's the other way? Are you sure?
What?
Here comes Rupert. Rupert's shot. Oh, nice save. Big save by Barnes. The puck ended up on Rupert's stick, and he pulled the trigger. And a good save by Barnes.
Derek Rupert,
yes.
walking off the boards, found an opening in the middle, and from about 20 feet out, wristed one. But Chad Barnes, again, no traffic that time, and good save, good glove save, but again, no traffic.
Face-off will go to the left of goaltender Chad Barnes. Michaud will take the draw.
We'll double-check that tournament. We'll see.
I checked with the newspaper source, and he said it was Shaker Colony in the championship.
Okay.
Off the face-off. Puck poke checked out to center ice. It'll trickle down in the Massena zone, and defenseman Nick Toth will have to come back after it. He's got Sean Henry looking to pick him up. He'll skate by the goaltender and move it ahead on the wing to Ramo. Ramo didn't clear the zone. Now he tries to get it out of the zone. Whitcup can't come up with it, and the Larrys keep it into the blue line. They move it into the corner. Now the bouncing puck goes behind the net. They center it right in front, and DeLille has to come out and make a save, as that all happened when Massena had a great opportunity to clear the zone and just didn't.
The early going, the first half of this period, the Raiders were taking it to the Larrys, but St. Lawrence Central's been coming on this last 3 or 4 minutes. A couple of good scoring opportunities. And again, that line of Bailey, Henry, and we'll see if Kelly's out there, but real tough line. And then if you get Crowley, Holohan, and Tenike.
That's who's out there right now. Face-off in the Massena zone. Whitcup will take the draw on the left side against Nate Holohan. Off the face-off, it trickles right in on DeLille, and he'll cover it up, and we'll do it all over again. 47 seconds left in the period. First period, Raiders lead 1-0. And we'll do it again. Face-off left side of goaltender Dusty DeLille, and it's going to be Holohan again against Michaud. And I guess they're ready to drop the puck. Somebody moved. It's for the whistle. Off the draw. This time it comes in behind the net. And around the boards it goes. Michaud comes up with it. He'll start out. He's got a man breaking. Can he get it to him? Ramo, no, he can't. And it's going to be an icing call, I guess.
Well, referee Mel Tumulty waved okay at first, then he changed his mind.
The face-off apparently called offsides because it's going to be just outside.
He did call offsides, but he said okay first, and
changed his mind.
And the Raider bench, coaching staff up in arms. Yeah, Coach Ed Latham's on the bench tonight. He's got a lot of things to worry about besides this hockey game.
Yes, he does. In fact, he brought a spare vehicle last weekend to Ithaca, just in case.
When is Linda's due date?
Next weekend. Off the face-off. Puck controlled by the Larrys. Dave Hibbert dumps to the Massena line. Back after it, Brian Hatch. Hatch for Massena takes it behind the net. Rips it around the boards for Ramo. Ramo trying to flip it ahead for Whitcup. Whitcup's headman, nice. Stick on to Michaud. Trying to get by the D. Backhander right on. Save made. Puck goes in behind the net. Bouncing in the corner. Whitcup trying to come up with it, but the puck goes out to the neutral zone, and here comes St. Lawrence again. It's Nate Holohan. Holohan's got a trailer, tries to center it, but it goes side of the net. Bounces in behind the cage. Here's a short side shot. I think it hit the post, and the Raiders will dump it with no time on the clock down the ice. So the Toth, he circles at his blue line, and then starts it out from Massena from the red line, dumps it deep in Larry territory. In behind the net it goes, picked up by Travis Henry. Henry gets tied up and checked by Whitcup. The puck squirts free to Whitcup. Whitcup steps by the check, gets knocked off. Here's a shot right on, and Barnes doesn't know where it is, but he knows it's somewhere in his pads, and he holds on for the face-off.
Boy, what a shot. I think that 10-5-11, about 185, 190. Takes up a lot of that net.
Spanky Foster's line out there. Foster now with Levine and Catanzari to face off against Holohan. No, excuse me, that's still Matt Bailey staying out there. Puck goes side of the net. After it is Foster trying to center it. Bounces right in front. Catanzari can't come up with it. Picked up by Sean Henry. He moves it to the blue line. Catanzari takes it away and flips it back behind the net. After it there is Dave Hibbert. Levine takes him out of the play. The puck squirts around on the other side as they try to move it ahead. Henry, does he clear it? He does. But we have a whistle, and we're going to have an interference call against Foster for Massena.
Well, Larry is going to go back in that power play. We talked about it, how awesome they looked in that first one. We'll see if the Raiders can kill it off. One good bit of news, Jerry, number 18, Dennis Kelly is back out there. He was out on that last shift.
Yep, that is good news for the Larrys. And so the Raiders down a man again, and that good St. Lawrence Central power play coming out. Holohan will take the face-off for the Larrys. We have Ryan Ramo out there, along with Aaron Ramo, and we've got Toth and Hall on the defensive positions for Massena. Off the draw, the puck back in the Larry zone. Ramo trying to forecheck a little bit, but the Larrys are going to move it out to center ice. Headman pass to the Massena line, and in the zone it goes. Trying to barge his way by. Crowley comes right in front. Here's the shot, fired wide by Holohan. Great play by Crowley to get right by the defense and move it right across the goal mouth, but Holohan fired it wide.
Oh, slid it right across that open side, but a great move by number 12 as he went down that side, Bailey.
Back in the Larry zone as the Raiders had dumped the puck. It sits in the circle. Now they move it out to center ice. Here comes Crowley with it. Crowley takes it across. Left side. Here's Crowley centering pass in front. Holohan backhands it wide again. And the puck comes to Ramo. He flips it. Not out of the zone. Kept in. Now it's cleared to center ice. And picked up there by the Larrys as they move it back ahead to Tim Crowley. Crowley moving it over on the other side to Benny LaBaff. Just squirts it across the line. But Ramo picks it up. That's Aaron Ramo. And he dumps it down the ice with about 20 seconds left in the man advantage. Back after it, Aaron Ledger. Ledger moves it ahead to Crowley. Tim Crowley has it knocked away by Michaud. He's got Whitcup with him, trying to feed it to Whitcup in front. Here's Whitcup, shot, save made. He lost it off the end of his stick. He just couldn't pull the trigger. Otherwise, the Raiders might have had a shorthanded goal. But here come the Larrys to the Massena line. Leduc steals the puck there. Doesn't clear the zone. Here's a chance in front, right across the goal mouth. The puck bounces back to the blue line. I think we got a delay penalty on Massena. Raiders touch the puck, and we got another interference call against Massena.
Yes, 2 in a row, and let's see, it's going to be Aaron Michaud. I think it's going to get the gate. It'll be an interference call. Boy, the Raiders just came within a whisker. Michaud, a great play along the boards, got the puck out to Robbie Whitcup all alone in front. He was one-on-none with Chad Barnes, but he couldn't control the puck.
So the Raiders have killed 2 off, but you can't keep tempting fate like that.
No, you can't, especially with, again, this Larry power play. It is potent. They haven't dented the boards. They're 0 for 2, but you keep giving them
close
opportunities, and you just can't go to the well too often.
Interference to call on Michaud. And let's see here. Holohan coming out to take the face-off. It's going to be Derek Rupert out there. Off the draw, back to the point. Here's a shot. It's blocked. Comes back to the other point. Ledger. He winds up. It's gloved by DeLille. And Ledger shaking his head. Number 1, he kept the puck pretty high. Number 2, there's nobody in front. So DeLille grabs it and holds on for the face-off.
Up front, the Larrys use Sean Henry and Timmy Crowley, along with Nate Holohan, and with Bailey and Ledger on defense on the power play.
Off the face-off, puck in the circle. We've got Crowley in front. His shot, save made. Kicked way back to the blue line. Back to the other point. Here's the shot, Bailey, and the save made. DeLille out of the play, but it's flipped ahead. Comes to Levine, and he just bangs it down the ice. So I'll tell you what, Dusty DeLille's made some fine saves for Massena tonight. Puck around the boards. Here's a chance for Chris Levine. He can't control it. And back comes St. Lawrence. Just under a minute left in the man advantage. Into the zone is Bailey. Stick handles, gets a backhand shot off. DeLille makes a save, leaves it behind the net, then decides to cover up and holds on for the face-off to the right side with 50 seconds left in the man advantage.
Dusty DeLille on the top of his game here tonight, and he has to be, especially killing these Raiders killing these penalties. Dusty coming into tonight's game with a 3.04 goals against average and a sparkling .917 save percentage.
Now it's Ryan Ramo taking the faceoff off the draw to the blue line. Kept in nicely at the point. Here's Ledger with it. He'll flip it over on the other side, gets it right back again. Here's the drive, gloved by DeLille. He holds on for the faceoff. And another shot that went a little bit higher, I think, than he would have wanted.
Aaron Ledger back at that right point, cranked one up, but again, would have been over the crossbar, but Dusty reached up with the left hand and face off to the left of DeLille with 41 seconds left in the Aaron Michaud penalty.
It'll be Holohan taking the draw against Ramo off the faceoff. Puck picked up by Toth. He rips it around the boards, doesn't clear the zone, but Ryan Ramo is there to dump it down the ice, or I should say Aaron Ramo, the smaller of the two Ramos. Puck in behind, Larry territory, Ledger flips it in behind the net. About 22 seconds and counting left in the man advantage. Puck dumped to the Massena line. Picked up there by Holohan, has it knocked away. It squirts into the corner. Massena's own Toth after it, trying to flip it ahead. Picked up by Crowley, sets it up with 9 seconds left in the man advantage. Crowley goes back to the point with it, gets it back again. He'll go to the other point. Here's the drive through traffic, save made by DeLille. Into the corner it goes. Raiders get a man back. Puck back to the blue line, kept in the corner, right in front, but it's knocked wide. Around the boards it goes. Raiders pick it up and flip it out to center ice. Here comes Ramo with it. Aaron trying to flip it ahead to Michaud, who's out of the box. And the puck picked up behind the net by Travis Henry. Raiders making changes. Here's Henry with it. Flipping it to the Massena line. And across the line it goes. Here comes the Larrys. They got a man in front. And in behind the net, as a great job by Michaud back checking that time, kept the puck out of the net. Here's a shot through traffic, and DeLille makes a save and holds on for the faceoff. As breaking in was Tim Crowley, and Ramo came across from the other side and forced him wide behind the net. Otherwise, he would have been in all alone.
Oh, Tim Crowley, as he danced around the Raider defenseman on the left side, as you mentioned, a good defensive play by Aaron Michaud as he came out of nowhere to take Crowley out of the play just before he could trigger it. But again, we talked about the speed of Crowley and Bailey, and they certainly have a lot of it, and they're going wide on that Raider defense.
Michaud will take the face-off in the Massena zone off the draw. Puck goes in behind the net for Brian Hatch. Hatch drops it for Whitcup. Whitcup looks for Michaud. Raiders break it out. Tubolino on the other side now. Here's Michaud, cross the line, goes for Tubolino. He didn't see it. Larry's pick it up and lose it, get it back again right in front of the net. Picked up by Travis Henry. He takes it in the corner. He'll flip it on the other side. Puck bounces free. Whitcup almost had a steal off LeBaff. LeBaff, though, stays with it, cool and calm, moves it ahead, and out to center ice it comes. Picked up there by Massena. They'll dump it right back in. That's Aaron Leduc. In behind the net, Travis Henry. He'll flip it on the other side. Tubolino trying to step in front of the pass. Throws a check, comes up with the puck, trying to flip it to himself. Manages to get it to Whitcup, side of the net. Here's Whitcup with it, turns it around, centers it right in front, and Michaud couldn't get the stick on it. Puck cleared around the boards to the blue line, and Leduc can't keep it in. Here come the Larrys back the other way. Into the zone is Helmer. Gets the pass back. It jumped over his stick, and the bouncing puck comes in behind the net. Picked up there. And bounces free. Leduc flips it on the wing. Tubolino breaks down the left wing, right wing side. He's got Levine with him. Here's Tubolino, skates in front, shot, save made, rebound behind the net. Tubolino can't control it. It's picked up there by Travis Henry. Flips it, pinching in. The Raider defenseman keeps it in. That's Leduc, who's behind the net. Looks to center it. Goes in the corner to Catanzari. In front to Levine. Backhand shot. Save made. Rebound. Comes side of the net again. Levine after it. He gets knocked down. Puck comes to Foster. Foster flips it in behind for Levine. Levine battling in the corner. Trying to get by the defenseman Travis Henry. Flips it behind the net. Catanzari gets away from him. He'll have to skate it back to the point. Hatches shot right on. Save made. Rebound. Holding on is Barnes for the face-off. And we're down to 8:41 left in the period. Corky's Collision scoreboard still reads 1-0 Massena.
Nick Tubolino had a great opportunity, and it all came about when number 7, Ben LeBeff for the Larrys jumped into the rush and got caught down low and was out of gas. The Raiders wrote back the other way. Tubolino 2-on-1, and what he did, he took himself out of the play. Instead of cutting into the net, he had both sides of the net to shoot at. He stayed right, and Barnes stayed on the post, and Tubolino had nothing to shoot at.
Off the face-off, Foster wins it back to the point. Toth winds up. His shot through traffic. Save made by goaltender Barnes. Puck in behind, side of the net. They bang at it. Pinching in is Toth. He gets another shot off. Went off a body. Bounces in front. Katanzari back to Hall. His shot went off another body. This time a Larry body. They'll move it down the ice. And icing will be the call against St. Lawrence as they tried to spring Crowley free. But that's not going to happen, and the faceoff moves back in St. Lawrence territory.
If the Raiders are going to win this hockey game, they've got to get that forecheck going again, Jerry, as they did in the first half of that first period, and they've got to stay out of the box to do that. When that forecheck is going, they're effective. They pin the Larrys in their own end.
And it's going to be Rupert's line out for Massena off the faceoff against Bailey. Puck goes in the corner. Aaron Ramo skates behind the net, trying to escape the check. Gets knocked down, gets back up with it. Here's Ramo with it. Flips it into the corner. Can't control it. Comes back to the blue line and out to center ice. Toth couldn't quite keep it in the zone. He waits for his wings to get onside, then dumps it deep again. Puck goes back behind the net. Aaron Ledger after it. Ledger moves it along the sideboard. Out to the center ice. Hall steps by a check. Here's Hall with it. He tries to flip it. Doesn't get by too far. Picked up by the Larrys. They break it out to center ice. Bouncing around there. And finally, it's picked up by Bailey. He circles in his own zone. Here's Bailey with a headman knocked away. Ramo, but he trickles off his stick in on Barnes, and Barnes holds on for the faceoff.
Oh, I'll tell you, Matt Bailey, we talked about.
Is that a cardinal sin, Coach?
That is a cardinal sin. Young Matt Bailey was playing some hockey across the pond, some junior hockey over there. A grievous mistake. Last man in his own end. Got a little cute, took it deep, and then tried to clear the zone. He put it right on Aaron Ramo's stick, right at the dot. Ooh.
Face-off in the corner. Tubolino out there with Dupree and McDonald. The puck along the puck boards. There's a battle for it there. Finally, it's Dupree. Centering pass goes by everybody, back to the point and out to center ice. Aaron Leduc to his own blue line. He'll backhand it ahead to Dupree. Dupree for McDonald. Here's McDonald back to Dupree. He'll dump it deep. Puck goes in the corner. After it there is defenseman Travis Henry. Henry can't quite come up with it. It bounces free to McDonald. Now Henry gets it away. And out to center ice it comes. Larry's control. Poke checked away by Dupree. Back is Henry. Henry takes it across in the Massena zone. Gets a shot off. DeLille makes a save. Gave up a big rebound, but it's cleared into the corner. Aaron Leduc with it. His headman pass intercepted. Back come the Larrys. They try to turn it around and dump it deep in Massena territory. In behind the net is Brian Hatch. Hatch will flip it on the wing for McDonald. He can't control it. Now he gets it back again, has it knocked away. They got a man in front. That's Holohan. Holohan gets forced behind the net by Massena defenseman Leduc. Now the puck goes side of the net, and DeLille is going to have to dive on it and hold on for the face-off.
You know, the Raiders roll over four lines, Jerry, and I sometimes, if I had a disagreement with Coach Latham, it's just that sometimes those lines stay out there a tad too long. And when you've got four lines, you're rolling them over, you don't need those long shifts. And that line out there of Tubolino, Eric McDonald, and Zach Dupree were out there quite a while, and they were out of gas at the end.
Face-off in the Massena zone as the Whitcup line coming back out against McAllister. Off the draw, puck flipped into the corner. Hall after it there, trying to move it along the boards to Whitcup. Knocked away. Now Michaud just trickles it out to center ice. Here comes Michaud getting the pass, and a nice one by Ramo. Barges his way through, and he's forced wide. Centers it all the way back to the point, but it's intercepted. Good job by the defenseman. Ramo keeps it in at the point, and he flipped it, but it rolled up over the glass and into the stands. And we'll have a face-off just inside the Larry zone. I'm not sure who that was. It might have been Ledger that made the good defensive play to keep Michaud wide.
Looking across the way at the Raider bench and at the Larry bench. A lot of experience over in that Larry bench. Mickey Locke, 19 years, and his assistant coach, Randy Roy, been with him for 15 years. They probably have the longevity record in the NAC.
With the exception of...
Well, I mean, when you total them both together,
yeah, that's right.
Total them both together, I don't think you're going to have a coach and an assistant coach anyplace else in the league that's got 34 years of experience.
Boy, I guess not. Off the face-off, Whitcup takes it across. Looking to drop it, then keeps it into the corner. Here's Whitcup, poke checked away. Puck around the boards, bouncing into the corner again. There's a battle for it there. Ramo is in there digging for it, squirts it free, but it's going to come to Matt Bailey, and he's going to start it out. Here's Bailey, moves it to center ice. He's still got it. In the Massena zone, winds up, fired it wide. Not very wide. Rebound, side of the net. DeLille covers up and holds on for the faceoff.
Matt Bailey rolling out of his own end from that left corner, diagonally through the defensive zone, through the neutral zone, sifted about by 3 Raiders and took that 55-foot slap shot. And Dusty DeLille, he was screened just a tad, and that hit the outside of the twine on that left side.
Had 3 different Raiders going for the puck and not the body.
Oh, he's pretty tough to catch.
Face off in the Massena zone, off the draw. Levine can't control it. It comes to Crowley. Crowley in the corner. Moving in on the 45, he'll dump it in behind the net. Holohan after it there. As the puck just sits there, where is it? It's finally free to Nick Toth. He'll turn it around, runs into some traffic. He'll wrap it around on the other side for Catanzari. He looks up ice. He finds Spanky Foster breaking to Levine, knocked away. And the bouncer comes out to Foster again. Here's Foster. He'll dump it deep in Larry territory. In behind the net is Ledger, moving along the boards to the blue line out to center ice. Here come the Larrys back the other way. It's Crowley. Crowley fires it wide. Puck around the horn to the blue line, kept in at the point. Here's a shot knocked down in front. They had a man right in front trying to deflect it. That's Crowley. He's got the puck in behind. Tries a wraparound. It's knocked away into the corner. Catanzari with it. He'll drop it behind the net, and DeLille's going to cover up and hold on for the faceoff.
Again, smart heads-up play by Dusty DeLille. He realized his that line out there for the Raiders were out of gas. He needed a change, and just prior to that, that guy in front was Crowley. As the shot came from the point, he came out of nowhere, crossed, and tried to redirect it. Just missed it, but good heads-up play by Dusty DeLille. As we mentioned, he's at the top of his game here tonight.
Kelly will take the faceoff against Rupert. Off the draw, puck sits in the circle. Controlled by the Larrys. Now check thrown by Hatch. Good job. Picking up the puck is Ramo. Ramo ahead to Leduc. Here's Aaron Leduc. He'll dump it. Flip it in behind the net for Thomas Mankies. Trying to move it to Ramo. There's a battle in the corner. In there battling for it is Travis Henry for the Larrys. Mankies and Ramo. Ramo trying to slide it free. And finally the puck squirts free, and it's picked up by Travis Henry. Henry loses it to Massena's in front. It's Ramo, and he can't get a shot off. The puck goes in behind. Ramo trying to flip it for Rupert. Rupert circles back to the point to Leduc. Leduc trying to flip it free. It's knocked away. There's going to be a penalty. And the Larrys are going to pick up their first penalty for roughing right at the blue line as Leduc tried to keep the puck in, and the Larry player went a little bit high with the stick and the fist. That's going to be Dennis Kelly.
Yeah, and Dennis Kelly negated a 2-on-1 opportunity for the Larrys because Aaron Leduc, as we say, got caught at the blue line. No penalty there, no whistle. It's a 2-on-1 break the other way, but he raked Aaron Leduc right across the face as he gave him a good right hand. But the referee Mel Tamalti, 5 feet away, made the call. Raiders' first power play.
Robbie Whitcup out there to take the draw. He's got Foster with him. Whitcup takes it and dumps it in behind the net to Foster. Foster circles. Here's Foster in the corner, back to Whitcup at the 45. Whitcup back to the point. Toth back to Whitcup. He's got some skating room. Drops to Foster, turns it around, has it poke checked away. Back to the point. Toth with it. Here's Toth. He'll go to Whitcup. Whitcup gets taken out of the play, and the puck comes into the corner, picked up there by Tim Crowley. Crowley looks and flips it down the ice. Knocked by Hall on the glove, and he'll dump it deep inside Larry territory. In behind the net is Ledger. He rips it around the boards, and out to center ice it comes. Here's Hall with it. Drops it for Toth. Toth flips it ahead for Whitcup. Not a great pass, and the puck dumps off Michaud's stick back in the Massena zone. 40 seconds left in the man advantage. Whitcup takes it out of the zone. Here comes Whitcup down the right wing side, trying to dump it through. And we're going to have an offsides on Massena, but the puck cleared anyway. It comes to Hall. Hall looks for Whitcup. Whitcup steps by the check. Here comes Robbie Whitcup right down the middle, looking to set up the Massena power play with 17 seconds left. Back to Toth at the point to Whitcup. Whitcup in the corner for Ramo. Aaron Ramo back to Toth, or to Whitcup. Whitcup shot, and save made by Barnes. Puck goes to Michaud. 3 seconds left in the man advantage. Michaud goes behind the net, gets it right back again. Shot save, and they got a man back, and he's breaking. Can they get him the puck? They do get him the puck. And it comes into, he's going to be offsides. Kelly tried his hardest to stay onside, and he just couldn't do it as the puck goes down the ice for icing anyway. So the Raiders with a good chance early in the power play and a good chance at the end of the power play, nothing in between.
No, they had one shot on the power play. That came with 5 seconds left to go. They got one just after the power play ended, but one shot and didn't look sharp, didn't look crisp on that power play.
Face-off inside Larry territory. Still 1-0 on the Corky's Collision scoreboard for Massena, down to 2:19 left in the second period. Face-off in the circle, sits there. Larry territory, picked up there by Sean Henry. He'll bang it off the boards and down the ice, but it went off somebody, so it goes on net anyway, and the Raiders come back, pick it up, and around the boards it goes. That was Brian Hatch who gets tied up. The puck squirts free and behind the net. Larry's control it. Back to the point they go, dumping it in the corner. St. Lawrence cycling pretty well with it. They dump it behind the net. There's a battle right in front of the net, and the puck bounces free, and the Larrys can't keep it in that time. It comes out to center ice. Here comes Foster. Leaves it for Catanzari, trying to flip it through, but he didn't get enough on the pass, and it's back out to center ice. Leduc trying to flip it ahead for Levine. He just pokes it in the zone. Picked up there by Matt Bailey. Bailey's pass dumps out to center ice. Picked up there by Leduc. Leduc starts it ahead. He'll dump it to the Larry line. Intercepted right back to the neutral zone. Picked up there by Foster. He flips it in Larry territory. And it's dumped to the Massena line. Hatch will gather it in there. Hatch circles. Takes it back in behind his own net. Starts out right side. Waits. Almost threw it away there. He waited a little bit too long, clears it to the blue line, not out. Now it's poke checked by Foster out to center ice. Dump back to the Massena line. Larry's turning around the other way. Into the zone it comes. Here's Holohan. Holohan dumps it to Crowley. Crowley steps in front. The shot and the save made. Raiders break the other way. Whitcup. Catanzari. Catanzari to Levine. Levine busting down the left wing side. Has it poke check. Gets it free to Whitcup. Whitcup trying to center it back to the point. It comes to Leduc. He can't hold on. And it's knocked out to center ice. Here's Toth with it. He'll dump it deep. Raiders get caught off sides. They have to clear the zone and do. Now the puck dumped to the blue line. Down the ice it goes, and that will be right on, so no icing call. It comes to Toth. Here's Toth behind his own net for Massena. Lost it, gets it back again, circles to the other side, looking for somebody to pass to, flips it ahead to the neutral zone, goes out to center ice, into Larry territory. Ledger with it. 1-0 Massena. We're near the end of the second period. Hard check thrown by Michaud. Puck comes free. Whitcup. Whitcup with 5 seconds left. Can't get the shot off. It bounces in front right on. Barnes makes a save, and the whistle blows in the red line. He'll dump it to the Larry blue line. Picked up by Whitcup. Whitcup trying to barge his way through. Takes it right side. Here's Whitcup. Shot right across the goal mouth. Comes all the way back to Hall at the point. He flips it in the corner. It's intercepted. Not out of the zone, though. Kept in by Whitcup. His shot knocked down in front. And Larry's try to clear. They don't again. Kept in by Michaud. Michaud skates, centers it. It goes off a leg in the net. The Raiders get their second goal. And I think that went off a defenseman. I think Michaud will get the goal, and Massena goes up 2-0.
It will be Aaron Michaud, his second goal. He tried a centering pass, and it went off a Larry defenseman, and Chad Barnes had no chance. And again, the early demon strikes at the heart of the St. Lawrence Central Larrys. Coach Mickey Locke saying that had been problems all year long, giving up that early goal and that late goal. This one coming at the 24-second mark of the period. And Aaron Michaud, who was a turnover again. St. Lawrence had a chance to clear the zone. The defenseman coughed it up. Aaron Michaud grabbed it, centered it through the crease, hit a defenseman, deflected by Chad Barnes.
Did you say 24 seconds?
I think.
Yes, that's a good number, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
24?
Yes, it is.
Here comes Massena right back again. Here's Whitcup with it. Michaud raking right on, and Barnes makes the save, and Michaud pays the price. But a nice job, back to the point. Here's Hall with it, cranks it up. Barnes makes the save, the puck's free in front. Here's Michaud, whacks at it. Michaud again, trying to come up with it. Where is it? The puck is still free, apparently. As they battle for it, it squirts into the corner. And Aaron Michaud almost had the natural hat trick, I'll tell you what. Here comes Crowley out of the zone. Tim Crowley, Tim busting by the defense into the Massena zone. Here's Crowley, centering pass in front, and that goes wide into the corner. Off a leg. Puck controlled by Whitcup, trying to move it along the boards. Now the check thrown by Toth. The puck still in there. Comes bouncing free, and they just move it along the puck board. And apparently it's still moving. And finally, they're going to blow the whistle, and we'll have a face-off in the Massena zone with 13:35 left in the third period. And on the scoreboard, the Tom Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard, Raiders lead 2-0.
Good defensive play by Brian Hatch as he deflected that clearing pass from Tim Crowley to that, trying to get it to Trevor Tenike, parked in front. Good job by Hatch to keep that a 2-0 game. And that second Raider goal is second of the night, second of the year. Aaron Michaud from Robbie Whitcup coming at the 24-second mark.
And Michaud had a golden opportunity to get the natural hat trick,
How about
didn't he?
2 or 3 opportunities to get it? Oh!
Face off right side, off the draw, puck in the corner. Hatch gets tied up, tries to move it ahead to Foster. The puck squirts free. Side of the net, in behind it goes. They battle for it there. Coming out of the circle is Bailey. Bailey has it taken away by Catanzarite. Battles for it. The puck still tied up. Finally comes free to Foster. He turns it around. Looks up ice, then flips it ahead and out to center ice, and down the ice it goes into the Larry zone. Picked up there by Henry to the Massena line. Right back to Larry territory. Henry gets it right back again. Off the boards, center ice, at the red line. Dumped right back in the zone. In behind the net, and around the boards it goes. Puck comes free to Kelly. Kelly, does he clear the zone? Apparently he did, as the offsides will be called against Massena. And we'll have a face-off with 12:52 remaining in period number 3. Raiders lead 2-0 on the Tom Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard.
In 4 of the Larry's previous games, coming into tonight's action, the opposition has scored on the first shot on goal against them. So we've talked about early strikes, and it's back to haunt St. Lawrence Central here tonight.
The officials taking some heat over on the Larry side of the ice.
That's a vocal contingent over there.
Boy, I guess it is.
I think they want a penalty on every
hit. Off the face-off, puck comes out to the neutral zone, picked up by Brian Hatch. Hatch flips it ahead. Puck squirts free. Finally, Rupert dumps it, and it's going to trickle right in on Barnes. I'll bet he covers. He does, and holds on for the face-off. 12:36 remaining, third period. Raiders up by 2 now on the Tom Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard.
And we talked again at the top of the broadcast, Ryan Ramo and Aaron Michaud get those 2 guns going. Well, we got half that combination tonight. Aaron Michaud's got the only 2 Raider goals.
Face off right side, off the draw. Comes to Leduc. He'll just dump it in the corner for Aaron Ramo. Ramo drops it in behind, but it's intercepted. And here come the Larrys breaking it out. Headman pass. They got a man breaking. And that's Crowley, who almost got by the defense. It just jumped over his stick, otherwise he would have been. He's got the puck, drops it back to the point. Here's a shot through traffic, save made, rebound, up over the net. Great opportunity for Holohan, and he fired it over the net. Puck goes in the corner, back in behind the net. Larry's control, they're going to try to wrap around. No, it goes wide into the corner. As Crowley tried to skate in front, he's taken wide. Now Leduc after, he can't control it. Here's a wraparound attempt, DeLille. Where is it? Side of the net. And I think it's tied up in the mesh, or DeLille has it underneath, whichever. And the net might even be off, but they're going to face it off in the zone. Raiders get caught behind the net a little bit and having trouble getting it out.
Oh boy, pressing. But again, Dusty DeLille coming up big here in this third period. I always say 2-0 is the toughest lead to protect, and that next goal, the old cliche, will really be big.
Yeah. It's going to be Bailey out there now to face off against Michaud in the Massena zone. Off the draw, puck controlled by the Larrys. In behind the net, they try to center it, but Hall is back there to break it up. Good defensive play. Brandon Hall's looked pretty good on D for Massena. Now the Raiders try to break. Ramo, he can't quite catch up with a headman. It's back out to center ice. Whitcup trying to come up with it, he can't. Puck slides to Whitcup though. He follows up, tries to move it by 1. Dumps it to the blue line and across. It's picked up there, stolen away by Ramo. Looks to center, but it's gloved nicely. And a good play made by Bailey. Now the puck comes back to the blue line. Hall cranks it up, a bouncer right on. Barnes sticks it into the corner. Ramo after it there. He can't come up with it. Bouncer comes free in front. Kept in there momentarily by Michaud. Where's the puck? Along the boards. They battle for it. It squirts free. Toth, did he keep it in? I don't think he did. Yeah, he did not. They're going to call the offside and move it outside the zone.
Faceoffs have been one of the Raiders' strengths through the early season, but not through the first 2 periods here tonight, especially in the defensive zone. They've only 2 for 7 that they've won, and haven't done much better in the offensive zone, 2 for 6.
Faceoff will be outside on the offsides. It's going to be Foster taking the draw against Holohan. Holohan out there with Crowley and Tenike. Off the draw, barging through. Raiders try to get Catanzari through. He can't do it. It comes to Travis Henry. Henry trying to pass it back. Toth keeps it in, deflected right on. His shot. The puck sits in the circle. Who's got it? Catanzari battles for it. He can't control it. Foster gets a stick on it, not enough. And the puck cleared by the Larrys down the ice into the Massena zone. It crosses the line, but icing waved off. Now the Larrys control it in behind. It's Holohan. Holohan escapes the check, centers it, bounces back to the blue line. Kept in at the point by the Larrys. They dump it behind the net. It bounces in behind. Hall tries to throw the check. He can't. Here comes the puck wide. That's Crowley. Back to the point. Gets it back again in behind the net. It's going to come to Brandon Hall. Hall looks, flips it around the boards for Catanzari. He looks up ice, trying to clear the zone, gets it back again. Did he clear the zone? Finally, he does, and it's out to center ice. Trickles to the Larry line. Catanzari, he dumps it back to Larry territory again. They move it to the Massena zone, knocked away there to the blue line. There's a battle for the puck. Catanzari dumps to an open wing. Here comes Foster. Winds up, shot in the net. And goaltender Barnes looked like he had that one taped, but it jumped over his shoulder, and the Raiders take a 3-0 lead.
Andrew Foster, the Raiders were on a line change. They had dumped the puck into the St. Lawrence Central end. I think it was Adam Catanzari dumped it in, and he and Chris Levine went for a line change. Andrew Foster continued on and just wanted to get the puck in deep from a pretty sharp angle from about 45 feet out. Fired a bullet, and Chad Barnes got the right arm on it, and it redirected. Didn't get it, all of it, and redirected by him. And boy, that is a big, big goal, and that was a strange one. Barnes had been playing really well.
Off the face-off, puck back in the Massena zone. After it is Hatch. Hatch takes it behind the net, skates it out. Hatch banks it ahead, not out of the zone. Dumped right back in the corner. On the other side, here come the Larrys, moving it along the blue line. They'll flip it around on the other side. McDonald steps in front. Here's McDonald, takes the check, moves it ahead. The Raiders trying to clear the zone, still haven't gotten it out of there. McDonald after it. Finally, it's poked free. Where is it? Still in the zone. Back to the blue line, kept in. Here's a shot knocked down. Flipped up into the glass to the blue line, not out of the zone. Here's a shot from the point, save made, rebound, in behind the net. Here's a sharp angle shot, DeLille got a piece of it. It bounces free. Where is it? In behind DeLille will flip it along the boards to McDonald, and he'll lug it down the left side and out to center ice. McDonald makes the move, goes to Dupree, who dumps it right on. That deflects. I'll tell you what, Barnes almost knocked that one into his own net. Now the puck stolen by Dupree in front. Here's a shot. Tubolino up over the net. Comes to Dupree. He centers again. Comes to Toth, back out by the blue line. He winds up. His shot is way wide. Puck bounces around on the other side. In behind the net it goes. That's Thomas Mankeys trying to come up with it. Dupree still in behind the net. Gets it to Mankeys. Mankeys steps by the check but has it taken away. And the Larrys move it. Here comes St. Lawrence breaking back the other way. Into the zone. It's Bailey. Bailey shot, save made, rebound right in front. Nobody there for the Larrys. Raiders move it back the other way. Here comes Dupree. Takes it across. His shot is wide. Comes bouncing to the blue line. Kept in at the point. Rupert, his pass intercepted. Larry's break back the other way. Here comes Crowley. Crowley winds up, fakes the shot, takes it deep. Here's Crowley in behind the net. Trying to center it, but it's knocked off his stick into the corner. Comes to Toth, he gloves it. Throws the check. The puck tied up. Where is it? Still in the fray, in the corner, Massena zone, and the whistle blows with 8:01 remaining in the third period. Raiders with a 3-0 lead on the Tom Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard.
Number 17 for the Raiders, Eric McDonald, went to the bench on that last shift, Jerry, in all kinds of pain, and he's got his helmet off over there. I don't know what happened to him, but he had trouble getting to the Raider bench. That third Massena goal, his third of the year, Andrew Foster. It was Brandon Hall that tipped the puck up there, not Adam Catanzari. Andrew Foster from Brandon Hall, that coming at the 9:04 mark.
Face-off in the Massena zone to the left of goaltender Dusty DeLille. Holohan will take the draw against Rupert. And now
he's got a mouthpiece.
Oh,
I think
that's what it was.
That might be that. Now they're bringing it to the Raider bench, but I think it might be Eric McDonald. We're not sure.
No, nobody's claiming
Mickey Locke just got a penalty, I do believe.
Uh-oh.
I think he got a penalty. I think think they gave a bench penalty Mickey Locke when Malti brought the mouth guard over, didn't know which bench to go to. He went to the Raider bench, and Mickey Locke said something to him, and boy, Malti immediately, and well, the Larry coaching staff are really hot. Mickey's up on the, he's right up on the bench. He and Randy Roy both.
And, I'll tell you what, they're not happy. I don't know what the call is.
Well, it's a bench call. He must have said something to him, I'm sure. And he's, you know, the Malti is just signaling, get to the box right now. And let's see who's coming over here. Well, the captain's going to come over. That's number 22. Nate Holohan pleading his case, but to no avail. Now let's see who.
I don't know what, just a bench minor.
It is a bench minor. Justin Brothers is going to serve it, but with 6, is that a 6 or an 8? I can't tell.
8:01.
8:01, okay.
Off the face-off. Raiders trying to clear the zone, can't do it. Finally, it comes free to Toth, and he'll bank it out to Michaud. Michaud skates it ahead. Foster takes it across, dumps it to the open wing, in behind the net, and Barnes comes out and grabs it and corrals it as Whitcup was chasing in after it. And Barnes said, So he went out and covered it up, and will hold on for the face-off.
And Tim Crowley and Robbie Whitcup having a few words down to the right of goaltender Barnes, saying pleasantries, Happy New Year to each other, I'm sure.
Face-off will be to the right side of Barnes, inside Larry territory. Raiders with 1:16 of power play here on the bench minor. Whitcup will take the face-off against Holohan, off the draw. Puck in behind the net, picked up on the defense. Travis Henry. Whitcup steals it away. Whitcup goes back to the point. Toth, he just flips it right down the middle. Knocked away. Foster, shot right on. Rebound comes to Michaud, but he's on his wrong hand. Couldn't get the shot off. Goes to Foster. Nice save by Barnes that time. Foster flips it in the corner for Whitcup. Whitcup gets knocked off. The puck stays with it, though. It bounces free. Picked up there by Travis Henry. Henry loses it to Michaud. Michaud steps into the circle. Shot right on Barnes. Rebound. Foster bangs at it. Barnes covers up and holds on for the face-off.
Heads-up play by Andrew Foster. Prior to that, as the puck came back, Captain Nick Toth at the point, he flipped it towards the net, but it was bouncing, and Foster went down, controlled it with his glove, put it down, and got a shot off on goal. Heads-up play. Chad Barnes is probably still thinking about that third goal, Jerry, and the Raiders realizing that, trying to get some shots on there, and they have on this power play. Last power play, they only had one shot. They've got a couple here and still have 42 seconds left in the penalty.
Michaud will take the draw with Whitcup in the trigger spot. Face off left side. Off the draw, Michaud wins it. Whitcup winds up, hit the goalpost. It's exactly what they wanted to do. Exactly. Back to the point. Here's Toth around the horn. Ramo back to Toth. Toth moves it to Michaud. Michaud in front. Whitcup. Whitcup trying to get the shot off to Foster. It bounces free. It's up over the net. And somebody got a good opportunity. Back to Toth at the point. Winds up. His shot blocked. Comes bouncing free. Here's Ramo's shot. He fired it high and wide. Comes to Michaud at the 45. Michaud into the circle. Centers it in front. Ramo in front. Shot. Scorer. Foster from Ramo. And Michaud, and the Raiders take a 4-0 lead on the power play goal.
Andrew Foster, his second of the night, and a great pass from Ryan Ramo on that left side. Ramo picked up that loose puck the Raiders were working around, and they were shooting the puck, Jerry. They weren't just they were shooting the puck, and they've got the Larry defense out of position. The puck ended up to the right of Barnes. Aaron Ramo, great pass, threw it across, and number 10, Andrew Foster, standing all alone, just redirected it. Ryan Ramo, correction, not Aaron. Ryan Ramo, great pass, and Andrew Foster is second of the night, and I think that's his 5th of the year.
So a 4-0 Massena lead here with 6:42 left in the third period.
And that was a power play goal.
Yes. And they looked a lot better on that power play. Here's Catanzari trying to barge his way through. Pokes it into the corner to Levine. Levine back to Catanzari. Back to Levine behind the net, but it's taken away by Ledger. He'll start back. Ledger's headman pass to Crowley. Crowley into the Massena zone. Makes the move, cuts right across the middle. Here's Crowley out by the dot. His shot right across the goal mouth. Didn't miss by much. Raiders kind of got caught standing around a little bit that time. Now the bouncer to the blue line and out to center ice. Catanzari. Here comes Adam down the right wing side, trying to drop it through. It's intercepted. And does it get out to center ice? Yes, it does, just barely. Hatch comes up with it. He'll drop it back for Leduc. Leduc feeds to Catanzari. Catanzari will just steer it into the corner. And behind the net, Tubolino throws a check, but he kind of missed. Now the puck bounces to Catanzari. Trying to move it back along the boards to Tubolino, but the Larrys are going to break it. They got a man breaking, but the puck comes bouncing away to Hatch. Hatch circles back, takes it right in front of the net, and then decides he better get rid of it. Goes to Catanzari. Here's Adam stepping by a check. Takes it out to center ice, head man to Tubolino. Tubolino, he's going to lug it across. Gets a move, takes it right in front, gets a shot off. Barnes makes the save, gave the rebound right in front, and finally covers up. And he tried to slide it to Crowley, and Crowley wasn't sure what he wanted to do with it, so he slid it right back to him, and he covered it up. Nice save, though, on Tubolino.
Nice save, nice move by Nick Tubolino. He kind of undressed Dave Hibbert on that left side, gave it to him, took it back, but again, Chad Bard's coming up with that big save. That fourth Massena goal at the 8:18 mark, his fourth of the year. Andrew Foster, Ryan Ramo, great pass, and a power play goal for the Raiders.
Face-off will be inside Larry territory. 5:23 left in the third period. Massena leads 4-0 on the Tom Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Now the captains are over talking. I don't know what's going on.
One more assist on that power play goal. Robbie Whitcup also picking up the assist.
And I don't know what the discussion is about. And now I see they're sending the captains over to talk to the coaches, and I'm not sure what they're talking about.
I'm not sure either. Maybe they're
Mel wanted to impart some words of wisdom.
Maybe again, Happy New Year to Coach Mickey Locke and Randy Roy. Could be.
That's what Mickey was saying to him, I know.
Possibly.
Off the face-off, puck in the corner, controlled by Benny LaBath. LaBath flips it over on the other side. Thomas Mankeys kind of throws a check. It's kind of an excuse-me check, but he ends up with a puck. Mankeys in behind, gets tied up and has it taken away by Travis Henry. Mankey stays with it, though. The puck bounces free. Picked up there and out to center. Yeah, it did get out to center ice. Ramo picks it up and dumps it right back in as the Raiders have to get on sides. Puck in behind the net. Around the boards it goes. Here come the Larrys. Breaking down the right side into the Massena zone. Here comes Bailey right by the Massena D. Gets a shot off, but the save is made by goaltender Dusty DeLille.
This is a 4-0 game. Looking up the board, if you just walked into the arena, I'd say, oh, well, one team is dominating. But it hasn't. This has been an even-Steven game. The guy that's kept it, that number 31 down there, Dusty DeLille, is having an outstanding game. This certainly has been a lot closer than 4-0.
Oh,
Even-Steven, right through it. Raiders got those last two goals in 1 minute and 14 seconds and kind of taken some of the wind out of the...
Although you wouldn't know at that rush. The Larrys just keep coming right at you. No doubt about it. Holohan will take the face-off against Tubolino. Off the draw, puck controlled by Massena. Raiders try to move it along the boards to the blue line out to center ice. Here comes Nick Tubolino with McDonald. Trying to slide it through in front. Here's Zach Dupree, centering pass knocked away. Bouncer goes side of the net. Tubolino, backhander, save, nice one, made by Barnes, and he holds on for the face-off. That's two excellent opportunities that Nick Tubolino's had, and two excellent saves by Barnes to rob him.
Excellent move. Nick Tubolino picking up a loose puck after the skirmish to the left of Barnes. Came out of that skirmish on his backhand, and he couldn't get a lot on. I know those curved sticks, and it's tough for these youngsters. They don't practice the backhand, and it showed there.
It'll be Tubolino again. He did get the shot off, though, and Barnes had to be quick. Off the face-off, he wins it. McDonald, but he can't get the shot off, and the Larrys will break it out. Here comes St. Lawrence into the Massena zone. Dupree throws a check. The bouncer comes right across the blue line and picked up there, and it trickles out to center ice. Here comes McDonald with it. Takes it in left wing side. Eric McDonald stops, trying to drop it back to the point. Was it kept in? Apparently not. Delay offsides on Massena, but the Larrys are going to knock it out to center ice anyway. Brian Hatch with it. Hatch drops it on the other side for Whitcup. Whitcup trying to move it down the sideline. Surprised to see him back there, but he was. But the Larrys pick it up at center ice. Tell you what, Bailey made a nice play there. Hatch throws a check. The puck trickles free, picked up by Leduc. Leduc banks it out to center ice. Here comes Dupree. Head man to Whitcup. Whitcup takes it in, tries to barge his way down the middle. Lost it off the end of his stick, comes after it in the corner, feeds it back to the point. Hatch got all kinds of time, deflected wide as Michaud got a stick on it. Back to the point it comes. Nick Toth winds up his shot. That's a rocket. Whistles high over the net into the boards. And in behind it goes. Picked up there by Hibbert. Hibbert stolen by Whitcup. Whitcup trying to center. It comes to Michaud. He centers across the goal mouth. Here's a shot just wide. Bouncing puck in the corner. Michaud. Michaud trying to move it. He's checked. Puck comes to Whitcup. Lost his edge, but stays with the puck. Goes to Michaud. Michaud makes the move. Takes it in front. Back out toward the blue line. He still has it. Gets a stick free and flips it in the corner. Puck goes in behind the net. Picked up there and almost knocked away, but finally the Larrys come up with it. Out to center ice. Here comes St. Lawrence building up the head of steam. That is Bailey. Bailey, backhand shot. In behind it goes. Bouncing in the corner. Hall throws a check. I think Massena's got the delay penalty. As soon as the Larrys or Massena touches the puck, the Larrys will go on the power play. And who is that on? Is that going to be Ramo?
I believe so. I think he finished his check too
late?
Too late, or now he's going to call him for a hook. But
and a cross check.
Is it a double minor on that one? Yeah, 3 minutes.
Oh, boy.
You don't see that very often, but
a hook and a cross check.
Cross check. I saw the cross check into the boards. I missed the hook.
The hook was before the cross check.
Before the cross check, but
so the Larrys actually will have 2 power plays.
2 power plays, and this game is not in the pot yet. 2:29, and that power play, as I said, explosive. Raiders can't count this one just yet.
Oh no! 2:29 left. 4-0 Massena on the Tompo State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Rupert will take the face-off against Holohan. Off the face-off, Rupert wins the draw to Hall behind the net. Hall just trying to barge his way around. Has it knocked away, gets it back again, knocked away. And the Larrys set it up. In the corner, back to the point. They move it around the horn. In the corner it goes. Larry's just moving the puck around the perimeter right now. Back to the point. It comes into the 45 again, back to the point, almost knocked away. Kept in there nicely. Here's the shot through traffic, bounces into the corner, off a couple of legs. Now the puck tied up there. Aaron Ramo trying to tie it. Squirts free. Here's the puck bouncing in behind. It goes to Timmy Crowley. Back to the point. Crowley gets it back again at the 45. Hall almost got a piece of it, but Crowley's got it. Back in behind the net. They move it around the horn. Here's Crowley. Skates trying to go by Hall. Takes it in behind. Minute and a half left in the third period. Back to the point. Here's a shot knocked down. And the Raiders' Aaron Ramo picks it up. Heads up plays. He skates it out and then dumps it deep.
Great job of killing by Ramo, Hall, Rupert, and Captain Nick Toth.
Now the puck bounces to the Massena line. Into the zone. They lost it there. Puck comes to Whitcup. He backhands it down the ice. 1:05 left. Ramo, or I should say Michaud, after gets a shot, hits the side of the net with it. Under a minute to play here in the third period. Now the puck bounces free in front of the net. Picked up there by Aaron Ledger out to center ice. Ledger trying to flip it ahead to Holohan. Holohan takes it in the zone. Back to the point. Here's Crowley. Crowley in the circle. Back to the point. Here's a drive from the point. DeLille makes a save. Puck in front, knocked away. And where is it? Raiders are clear it. Out to center ice. Whitcup coming in one-on-one. Here's Whitcup trying to make the move, and he overskated. The puck comes free. 28 seconds remaining in the third period. Here come the Larrys trying to go down the ice, but stolen by Leduc, and he'll dump it with 20 seconds left. I guess probably we might be able to put it in the W column now, Coach. Raiders have done a wonderful job killing the penalty. In front, the shot. Levine hit the crossbar. Oh, how did that stay out of the net? As Levine almost got a shorty there as the puck dumped to the Massena zone. 5 seconds left. Brian Hatch comes up with it, and the Raiders clear the puck. A 4-0 shutout victory for Massena over St. Lawrence Central. And I'll tell you what, a gutsy performance by both teams, Coach.
Very gutsy performance, and for this Raider club, this is the first time any of these youngsters have beaten St. Lawrence Central in their varsity career, even the seniors. A gutsy performance, certainly a lot closer than 4-0, but the big star out there for Massena, although Aaron Michaud had a couple goals, great game, and Andrew Foster, number 31 back there, Dusty DeLille, he made the big saves at the right time.
And the Raiders beat St. Lawrence Central 4-0. Stay tuned. The post-game show is next.